What's up, everybody? Just wanted to do a quick update. Um, so I saw somebody. I think it was. Oop, I think it was Zimmer Labs. I think did a MK1 with the Rudy chamber, but they did a spring action. So I'm working on that myself. Just getting some spring and throwing them in there. That's kind of the result I got. Pretty cool. But it either I leave them as is or I cut them down. But basically, what happened was it's pushing it. So now the length. I don't know if you can see this on camera. Oh yeah, there you go. The length is not meeting the size of this pipe that I cut. Um, same over here too, by millimeters. So that will have to be changed in order for this to work. The other side of that is up in here. It will not work if you want to do two stock PCBs touching here. It will work if you just wire the board straight up to the PCB up here. However, what I don't know yet, because I haven't installed it and tested it out, is whether that will pinch the wires. Crushing the spring up here. And then obviously the slack of the wires getting smushed up here. How is that? You know, how long are the wires going to last? Having that, do that. So stay tuned. I will be figuring that out along the way. Couple other things I want to give an update on this is, I'll flash some photos just so you can see, but I'm redesigning this rail piece here. Instead of it being just a flush straight shot with the screw up here and the buttonholes, I designed it that this part sits sunken down a little bit, and then the screw spot is sunken down a little bit, same with these holes. And then I designed a reveal board that will sit in that sunken space, and then I put holes through it on each end so that the buttons will still come up from the box and go through the rail part here and the reveal board. And again, this is not like, super movie accurate, but I designed it as close as I could get it for the size and the look. And the buttons should disappear and not quite be as noticeable. There'll be black button tops on a black base area of the reveal board, so you shouldn't really quite see it as much. So yeah, that's just an exciting update I wanted to bring out. And it's going to be a 3D printed rail part. Can you order them in copper or brass? Yes, but it is super expensive for what you get, in my opinion. So the route I'm going to take for now, if somebody wants it ordered this way for their order from me, I will do it. But for now, I've got these square copper tubes, and I basically just cut the halves out, cut the corners, and then I'm going to lay it across the spot on the rails, basically on the part. It's kind of nice because printing it in aluminum, then that bottom edge is going to be gray, which it is in the the movie's hilt. It's that little gray edge right there. So I won't have to paint it like I have on something like this, right? And then the copper will be on the rails. So, oh, and I also widened this space in here, because the card that comes with the LDM kit is narrow, and I want to try to fit these Magic of Myth these, gosh, I'm always dropping stuff. These Magic of Myth cards, and I'm pretty sure you can get these two ways, I believe. The first way is, I think you can order it directly through either Seven Chambers or whoever they're partnering with now, or somebody on Etsy. I think it's Sky Wampa. Though I don't know that it has theirs has this same detail on the one side where, hang on, let's see if I can get this focus, where the middle of these blue lines is a dark blue and the edge is like a light blue. Kind of like that. I mean, it's very subtle. You don't it's not something that's super noticeable, but just a tiny little details like that's kind of cool. So I don't know, again, if it is Sky Wampa on Etsy who has the closest Magic of Myth cards, other than them. I don't know if they do that. But, either way, I wanted to offer a different kind. Oh, excuse me. So, and then another thing I thought was cool was, because these chassis, aluminum chassis shells that are doing this whole twist lock thing, because I'm not machining them for now, and I'm 3D printing them, could I make them look almost identical to the Rudy Pando? Yeah, I could, because, his design is spectacular. But I felt that since I'm 3D printing it, there would be a nice opportunity to have some design on the chassis that you really couldn't necessarily do. Well, I take that back. I mean, I guess you could do this design, CNC machining them, but I think for the man hours to do these intricate shapes and stuff like that would be super expensive. So we'll see. We'll see how it looks. I think it's going to turn out pretty cool. But again, I'm going to flash some photos on this video for you to take a look. So anyway, just wanted to share this, potentially cool update to offer, the spring twist. And I mean, even, and having the spring is kind of nice, because then at the end, unless you're just going to display it standing upright like that, you don't even need the twist at the end. You can just let it go straight out. Pretty cool. Another thing that I did was I contacted Rudy, just asked him what grub screws he uses for his. So his are a little bigger. The threads are a little bit bigger and not as super fine as these ones are, which I like better. The aluminum is a very soft metal, so I noticed that over time, the tension on these can loosen up the aluminum threads, the finer that they are. So the bigger pitch, the better. So I'm going to be retooling this a little bit, basically. But this chassis again, this is a prototype. And and then there's me testing out one of the brass tubes. Speaking of that, I guess this is kind of a big development. I decided to not pursue the interchangeable character crystals in this. And the reason that I changed my mind on that is because the design that and the look that I would love for these to have, um how do I put this? Like, you would need um not necessarily more space perhaps per se, but um just a more, I guess, intricate design concept to it. um I don't know if I can even show you the part. Yeah, these are, so this is the parts that I came up with, and again, I'm not I'm not crazy about how it turns out. So oops, I didn't want to use just some regular tiny little LED. I wanted to actually use those circular NeoPixels that you can get from Saber Bay. So basically, this is the holder, and in there is where the wires would go, and then that LED would chill in there. And actually, I have one. I have this little basket of parts so that I can make measurements when I'm designing all my parts. So this guy, I wanted that guy to be the one that's inside the crystal. And then on this side is the magnets, which worked. I mean, they fit and did exactly what I needed them to do. And then here is the other side, the male side, that would sit, that was going to sit in that housing back there. So, I haven't sanded it actually, so it's it's not gonna fit in there. But basically, you kind of, I don't know if you'll see this on camera, but you get the gist of it, right? So that then the other magnets would be on there, and then you just follow the channel so that you don't reverse it or anything like that, and it would sit like that. And then on top, sitting on top of this shelf and the bottom of that shelf would be shards of the crystal. And it was big enough where I could even use like actual quartz crystal, which is great. But I don't like that, it's this chunky black PLA that's showing, right? So I wanted that to be housed in a brass shell, so it hides it. But after everything is said and done, and you got the space up here for those stock brass bezels, and down there, I mean, if you look, like, and then imagine, you need space in here where my fingers are for the actual crystal to show. You wouldn't really see the bezels too much, and I just feel like those are designed so beautifully that hiding them or not really being able to see them is, a crime. So I'm walking away from this for right now. If I were to and then the brass tubes, like, those are, making sure the wires can come down and go out, and can come up and go out, connect to the LED, and then make the whole connection correct. It's just there's not a lot of space to make those holes, but also hide them from the outside so you can't see them. So there's a lot of different angles to making this whole thing work correctly, and I'm close. This is really, really super, super close, but could there be a different way of doing this? Yeah, there definitely is a different way of doing it. I could use pin connectors that maybe would be smaller and allow for more space, but I don't like working in super cramped spaces. So yeah, it's a delicate balance. But anyway, I still think even with a permanent crystal, um, it's gonna look pretty sick. So um, and maybe even the crystal itself can still be removable. It just doesn't have a character ID on it like I was originally planning. So maybe it's just a crystal with a magnet, one of those round little magnets. I don't know. Just stuff to shoot around and think about. But for now, I'm just going to pursue permanent crystals and just make this look super sick. Because I'll have a lot more spacing to work with. So, anyways, long story short, and keep in mind, I'm working on an Obi-Wan Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith and from Kenobi Show and from Episode 4. But on the Kenobi Show ones, again, and I just like to keep reiterating this stuff because not everybody either has the time or the chance to watch my videos, but basically I'm redesigning this grenade section and this brass section that will be compatible with this Custom Saber Shop copper neck and emitter, and then the bottom half of the rest of the Custom Saber Shop bottom half, because that bottom half that they have, the space is perfection. It matches this spacing. It's just up here it got too narrow, so I'm creating a slightly wider grenade section, and I'm making a more accurate looking brass wind vane. And then also their Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan control box. There's no there's no lip. There's no lip for this to slide in and out so that it stays and also can act as the buttons. So I'm going to be designing one of these that has that little edge, and also has a different, like kind of like a center screw set up here, just like the control box is on that Hero. And heck, no promises, but maybe I could even design a reveal for the Obi-Wan hilts. I know it doesn't have it in any of the canon or anything like that, but it might just be one of those things where it's like, why not? The space might be there, and be kind of cool. It's a box. It's a control box just like that. It's not a Graflex clamp where the space is not there. So don't get too excited on that, because literally I haven't even started to look into the measurements. I haven't even started to look into designing it at all. It's just in my head. It's not yet in Fusion 360 yet. Once it is, then that'll be starting to become and looking a lot more serious. Okay, I'm basically done. I am potentially going to, I think, at least get the Hero installed, and then I'm gonna post a listing on my Etsy shop where you can start ordering these, as well as in the V3 configuration and the V2. Just because I need to start getting orders on this stuff. That way it can help fund probably the Obi-Wans. Although I think once I at least have one, completely working prototype, even for Luke, I'll put in the listing that you can pick your Obi-Wans as well. Again, it's it's pretty much there. Like, I just know it from the measurements of all the parts and what I have designed already. It's there. So if somebody wants to order and I can make it happen, great. Um, oh, and then what's going to be really cool that I've not seen yet is those what are those blades called now from Saber Bay? The new ones, the uh, Quantum. Oh, excuse me, I'm tired. The Quantum blades. As far as I know, you can only get them in trans white. So I will be offering them in like the colored tubes. So for the Luke, it's gonna be the photon green, Obi-Wan the blue, Vader the red. So yeah, there's a lot happening. I've got this interlocking reveal idea for Vader, Luke's Graflex, Vader's Graflexes. I'm going to go with it as far as I possibly can. I'm going to do this concept in as many hilts as I can figure out. That is my goal, because it's just too cool not to. So anyway, stay tuned for these photos I'm going to flash across the screen just as some updates, but pretty much going to be ordering some of these parts tonight. And yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. May the Force be with you always.